Today, we are doing cooking with Carys and Mom. And what are we making today, Mom?
Well, we call it gruen kohl, but really what it is roasted bratwurst with steamed kale and German potato salad.
And we're going to show you guys how we make that. So, right now, my mom is going to chop an onion. She doesn't really like chopping onions very much.
It's not my favorite thing to do, but onions taste good, and they make dinners taste good. So what I do when I chop onions, can you see? What I do when I chop onions is I cut the bottom off, and then I take the peel off, but I leave the top on. And then I slice like this with my knife. And you'll see that I only slice almost all the way through, but not all the way through. And that allows me to then take my onion and go like this. And poof, it's already diced up. Let me cry. I don't like this smell of onions.
So now she's putting them in a pan. Oops, dropped a few.
I probably wouldn't, except I had to sneeze. And now we're going to take a bit of our trusty bacon grease that we keep from every time we make bacon. We're going to put a spoonful of that in the pan.
The camera is right there.
Spoonful of that in the pan with the onions.
In the pan that goes.
You want to keep this stuff. It's gold.
And I will get my trusty spatula. And I will help Mom by stirring.
Yep, you're going to stir the onion.
At least until my eyes start to burn.
These are very strong onions, so that's probably going to be quite soon.
You can smell it from just standing over the onions is like, whoa, gets in your nose.
So the next thing I'm going to do is add bacon to the onions. And I'm just going to chop the bacon into what the French call lardons, which a lardon is just a little piece like this big. It's just a fancy way of saying little pieces.
There's a tiny bit of onion skin in here that I don't want.
And what I'm doing right now
Onion skin?
is making the potato salad pieces. All of the ingredients for the potato salad have to be cooked first. And so what I'm doing right now is getting the bacon and the onions started. And then the next thing I'm going to do is get the potatoes started.
And we have some really kind of exciting news. What's happening May 15th?
We're moving. So the next time you see us, we'll be in a whole new kitchen.
Yep, whole new kitchen.
And I can't wait because it's a nice kitchen. Not like this. This kitchen is, well, it works, but it's not a great kitchen.
Yep.
So we're going to turn that down, and we're going to let that cook low and slow. So that's on about medium heat, and we're going to keep an eye on it because we don't want the onions or the bacon to burn.
And I'll still be going to school when we move. It'll just be a bit of a further drive for my dad and I.
Just like when you were little.
Yep. We're moving back out to technically my birthplace. The kitchen is way fancier in our new house.
Yeah, really nice. So you'll notice I'm getting out the beer can.
Don't want people to know that you guys drink.
Well, no, everyone drinks a beer every now and then. So I'm getting potatoes, and the next thing I'm going to do is fill a pot with water and get the potatoes ready to boil. When you're making German potato salad, if you're using potatoes with a thin skin like these, You don't really need to peel them. You just take the bad bits off and then you dice them small.
And you guys get 2 cooking videos this weekend because on Monday, my dad is going to be making me my cheese and potato soup, and I will be filming a little bit of that. I won't be filming his face, though.
He's a bit shy.
He'll be off camera. He'll just be talking, like, off camera or something.
So I'm just going to make sure these potatoes look nice, and then I'm just going to dice them up. So when you go to dice a potato, you take a piece off so you got a flat thing to work with, and then you cut that flat thing into about 3 slices, and you cut the 3 slices, and then you cut them again until you get pieces that are about this big.
By the camera. The camera is on that side.
I know, I did. See, you want your pieces to be about that big.
That pot is burning from the underneath part.
Yeah, there's probably something in there.
Oh.
Our next stove is going to be a glass top stove, and I'm really happy about that.
Yeah, this stove is a little bit
of a pain. You don't want smell-o-vision right now because something's burning off the ring. See, so I'm just cleaning up this potato a little bit.
Bacon and onions in there. Cooking away. There's definitely something burning in the tin. And on Sunday, we are going to be having a roast beef dinner for Easter. Our Nana's coming, and I will probably put some pictures up on my Instagram if you don't follow me already. I will link my... Oh, it's caught fire. It's on fire.
Not anymore. It's not on fire anymore. We're good.
I'll keep an eye on that. Maybe the tin needs to be changed again.
I think we can hold off until we move. So, the kind of potato salad, it's called German potato salad. It's also known as hot German potato salad. It involves potatoes, onions, bacon, and then a sauce that you make with mustard, apple cider vinegar,
Onions and a bit of bacon.
a little bit of sugar, and then you mix it all together and you pour it over the hot potatoes. And so it's super yummy, and it's a little bit vinegary, but nice and warm, and it's full of bacony goodness, which bacon should be like a food group all by itself, right?
Yep.
I think the thing that takes the longest with this dish is the dicing the potatoes up to get them all the same size. Because the trick about cooking potato salad is you want your potatoes to be all the same size, or some won't cook and others will get too soft. And the last thing you want to eat in potato salad is a hard bite of potato. That's kind of gross.
Yep. And if you don't like this dish, then you don't have to make it. We're just making this video in case you want to make it. But if you're not into this dish, then it's your choice.
Now you do have to salt the water for the potatoes, but not a whole lot because the bacon has a lot of salt in it too. So you want to remember that. What do you think, Carys? Is that enough potatoes or should I do one more?
I think that, why don't you decide? Because we do love our German potato salad, so.
It's a crowd favorite around here. One more potato.
That little fire made the kitchen a bit smoky.
A little bit.
It was a contained fire, don't worry.
Didn't even need to use a pot lid to put it out. It put itself out.
But yeah, I think it's actually the tin that caught fire, like, because it's on high.
Yeah,
max. So the tin caught fire a bit.
There was probably some little bit of rice from last night's dinner in there. All right, that is one full pot of potatoes. So we're gonna come back in a little while after the potatoes are cooked and the bacon and the sausages and I have to show you the sausages. The bacon and the onions are cooked. So we'll see you in a few minutes.
Sausages. The sausages are in here cooking
In our toaster oven. We haven't even started them yet because they don't take very long.
So we will be back in a little bit.
Okay, so the potatoes are cooked. I've drained them.
Yep.
I'm just going to put them in this pot. And Carys, can you take that pot and put it in the sink for me?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So now that the potatoes are cooked, we're going to focus on cooking the sauce. So to do that, I need to make something called a roux. And a roux is a mixture of flour and water that you put into a pan, I guess, to make a sauce.
So I will stir while my mom makes the roux.
That is completely empty. I did not realize that was completely empty. Good thing we have flour right here. So I'm just sprinkling a bit of flour in, and we're going to cook that flour, and then we'll add some water in a minute.
Move this bowl out of the way so that they can actually see what we're doing.
Let me see if that was enough. Needs a bit more.
Yeah, it needs a bit more.
So I'd say altogether that was about a 1/4 cup of flour. For 7 slices of bacon and 1 whole onion. How's that looking?
Looking good. That was my brother that just walked past. If you saw him. He also doesn't really like being on camera.
The kind of vinegar we use when we're making this dish is called apple cider vinegar.
Oh, don't have lots left, Andy.
That's okay, we don't need much.
Can I smell it? I've never smelled apple cider. How is it apple cider vinegar?
Well, apple cider vinegar is made with apple juice.
It doesn't smell like apple cider vinegar.
Okay, we're gonna wait and let that cook for a little bit.
And as you can see, the stuff is now slimy.
Not slimy, saucy.
Saucy.
Okay.
I will take a little bit out. See? So we're so it's all softened up. What do we need to do next?
Well, typically the two things you add to this are vinegar and then mustard and then a little bit of water. So I'm just gonna... Ooh.
Can't open the mustard apparently.
Nope.
And the sausages are not cooking yet.
No, I'll get those cooking right now.
Are they on the right setting to cook?
I don't honestly know. I haven't looked at it yet.
I don't taste that. Mustard good?
Yeah.
I'd say it's good.
So we'll put in a spoonful of mustard. About that much.
Gives it a little tang. Okay, can you move the mustard jar a little bit? Can you move the jar?
I think it still needs a bit more flour. Okay, we're just going to let that kind of cook together for a little bit. We don't need to stir it too much. And we're just going to leave it be.
Flatten it a little bit.
And we'll be back in just a couple of minutes when we need to add the water. Hey everybody, we added a cup of water to the flour and bacon and onions. And now we have a sauce. Did you want to look at the sauce, Carys? Show everybody what the sauce looks like.
This is what the sauce is looking like so far.
Yeah, nice and thick.
And we got some kale in this pot.
Well, we're going to have kale in this pot. Right now all we have is a bowl.
And
I'm just going to pour the potatoes into the pan.
Sausages are cooking away. My mom is adding the potatoes to the pot now, or the pan.
And then the last thing we'll do is cook the kale, which we will do right before we go to eat.
And just for some of you, that's our dog, Otter. She's sulking because she's not allowed in the kitchen.
Okay, there you have it. Hot German potato salad ready to eat.
There's the potato salad ready to eat. And now we just have to wait for the sausages, which are in the oven, cooking.
And we'll get the kale ready, and I'll show you what that looks like when we go to cook it.
Alright. Here's the kale, by the way.
This came from my garden today.
Bigger than your head.
Bigger than my head. My head is kale.
And here, the sausages are cooking, as you can see. So my mom is now chopping up some kale.
Yeah. I'm just going to kind of rip it into little pieces, and I'm going to put the pieces in this pot here.
And why are you breaking the stems off?
Because the stems are too hard to eat.
That is a lot of kale. I'm not sure that's all going to fit in the pot.
It probably won't, to be perfectly honest.
You have enough kale coming out your yin yang.
I do. Lots and lots of it.
Here's a look at the potato salad.
More kale.
More kale.
See, all these stems are coming right off. It all goes cramming into this pot. You'd be amazed at how much fits in the pot.
The timer for the sausages is almost done. Just past 10. So Oh, I hear them sizzling. Sausages are sizzling.
So did you want me to make kale chips with the rest of this?
Sure.
Okay, I'll do kale chips another day. Maybe tomorrow we can record me making kale chips.
Okay. We're gonna have lots of cooking videos this weekend.
Kale chips are super easy to make.
And just for some drama, there's the dog being sad. And Mom, what are we gonna do to the dog when we move?
No, we're not gonna talk about that, sweetie. Alright, all done. We will come and visit you again when the dinner's ready.
So we're back now, and we've got a pot of kale.
I'm gonna steam it. Oh, that means I need the lid. Do you know where the lid is for the pot?
No. I'm sorry, but I don't.
Oh. Found it.
So she's got.
As soon as the water starts to boil, I'll put the lid on and steam it for 2 minutes.
Right.
Dinner will be ready, and we will have sausages, kale, and potato salad.
Yep. Yum yum in our tummy. So the kale has been steamed, and the potato salad is done.
See, remember how big it was? Now it's all little.
Yep.
And it's ready to eat.
And the sausages are in the oven. Here, can I use something to get them out? Or... There are the sausages. Looks delicious. So my mom is now plating up my plate of dinner. May I have a little butter on my kale? I like butter on kale. Sausage. Spoon for the potato salad, the German potato salad.
And there's your dinner.
There's the dinner. Okay, that is the end of the video. And please make sure to like and subscribe. And tomorrow, Mom and I will be making kale chips, so stay tuned for that.
Bye.